Hello everyone, happy Pisces full moon. It's kind of hanging out here today on September 17th when I'm filming this, but it's also going to be happening tomorrow or on September 18th as well. It's kind of flowing in and out of those 2 days, you could say. And a lot of flowing, moving energy of this watery full moon has been present for me recently and potentially present for you. And when tuning into this Pisces full moon, the visual that keeps coming to mind for me is this visual of a salmon swimming upstream. And even though that salmon is returning to where it was first hatched, as it swims upstream and its physical surroundings and even the physical water that it is swimming through and in is pulling it back down into the ocean. I see this like sling of energy going around the back fin of the salmon, helping it move forward, allowing it to continue on that very important journey forward and almost be protected or unfazed by the current of the water that is happening to flow physically against it. And when looking into fish and salmon and this energy, it feels very much like the Hanged Man tarot card as well, which is the hanged from the traditional Rider-Waite. It's the man hanging upside down from the tree, and it's this energy of you might feel like you are stuck, like your whole world is being flipped upside down, like you're in this stillness or stagnant energy, or maybe you feel like things are working against you. But even in that state, you are having a perspective shift that you are seeing for being in that state that you wouldn't have if you had never been in that state. And it's also a spiritual awakening. And one specific Hanged Man card, which is from the Light Seers Tarot, has a woman being hung up by this red sling. And that Hanged Man message is, even though you feel stuck, or maybe even though you feel like you are having your exterior physical life circumstances flow against you, you are still in divine flow in that moment. Though physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, maybe even you feel like things are moving backwards or at a standstill. So that visual of the salmon being aided and guided by spirit forward through the current of the stream that is physically wanting to pull it backwards is really here for us with this Pisces full moon. And on top of that, water in spirituality and in tarot specifically is connected to our emotions and our feelings and our relationships and connections to others. I like to say the deeper energetic flow of happenings in our life. And fish in general stand for plenty and abundance. You might know the saying, there's more than one fish in the sea, and that goes for more than just romantic partners. There is more than one physical fish in the sea, and there's definitely more than one fish available in your ocean as well. And on top of fish being plenty and abundance, salmon themselves stand for wisdom and guidance and being that wise soul. So you might be tuning into that, and maybe you're coming into a new level of that wise soul energy within yourself through this energetic guidance forward, while your exterior life feels like it's at a standstill potentially or shifting backwards. All right, so that was the first little energetic, visual, intuitive read I got from this Pisces full moon energy that we're having right now. I'm going to go into this deck right here. It's my self-care deck. I also tried to put the boxes for most of them back here, so feel free to check that out. The only one I don't have there is the Prisma Vision Tarot, which is behind me. It's this one right there. But I'm going to pull us some self-care because full moons are heavy. They call us to release things. They call us to look back on our shadows and to process them maybe a little more. And with this watery, nurturing energy of Pisces, which is always deeply spiritual, I call Pisces energy the deep water fish. They can tend to swim in that deepest, darkest water where there is not a lot of light to navigate them forward potentially, except their own spirit. And it's this energy of trusting in that spirit within you and around you that is guiding you forward like a sling around you. So let's tune into some self-care to see how we can care for ourselves through this full moon and connect to it through our self-care as well. This is double-sided, so I'm just going to shuffle with my eyes closed. Self-care for this Pisces full moon energy. I'm just going to go with whomever is on top. Or you, actually? No, I'm going to go with on top. Okay. Ooh, interesting. Speaking of swimming upstream, we have the card of action. And on the back it says, baby steps are still steps, and they're better than standing still. And I love this self-care card because as humans, we tend to want to, take 5 steps at once, but then we're like, oh gosh, 5 steps, where's my grounding? And we feel like we're like tumbling back down to maybe the start of the staircase to begin with. But this is this self-care that really tunes into this energy of swimming upstream, literally walking upstairs to that new life, new passion, new ambition, new manifestation. Because in this type of energy of walking upstairs, that's a big tall staircase, or swimming upstream like salmon in a river, it's one step, one fin movement at a time. If you were on the staircase, you couldn't try to leap at 5 stairs at once. You would fall backwards. There would be no grounding. So what Spirit is asking of us in this full moon energy with this action self-care is to go slow and go with the flow. Thank you for the rhyme, Spirit. So what you do is you just put one foot on the stair, put your other foot on the stair, ground, experience, and then when your body feels ready, you put left foot, right foot, pause, ground, experience, left foot, right foot, pause, ground, experience. And you do that baby step, small fin movement up this stream and up this staircase. And then by the time you reach here, this is like that little, the streams, the calm streams that they lay their eggs in, where they grow up into full salmon in that space. And from there, you're like, wow, I made it. I made it back here, even though the stream was flowing against me, even though the staircase was tall and the stairs were steep, and it took me many pauses, and maybe I even flowed back a little bit with that energy. I'm here, and you're going to be there as well. That we need to go slow, we need to honor our bodies, and we need to ground throughout the process, I'm hearing, with this full moon. Now that we have that self-care for us, I'm going to go into my spirit animal tarot deck here to see what type of spirit animals are helping us through and guiding us up these stairs, guiding us along this stream. I feel like there's 2 that are like working in tandem, 2 energies that they bring in that are working in tandem, and like one has one side of the tether on one side of you and the other one has the other side of the tether or a sash on top of you. This one wanted to come out. Ooh, look at who our first friend is, Swan, with the star and peace and healing coming through. I wanted to use this deck because it is all animal based, and I was like, I wonder if any water friends are going to come out for the Pisces full moon, and look who is swimming through these energies with you. No one less than the beautiful, elegant, delicate, but also fierce in a way swan energy. She is delicate. I'm hearing this energy of like the true lady, the divine feminine in spirit animal form, but she also will put boundaries up and protect herself and defend herself if she feels threatened, or if she feels like her family or her young or her nest are being threatened. So know that you can be that gentle, feminine, nurturing, flowy, creative you while still having, the beak to peck those pests away if you need to. So we do have her coming through, and the star itself is this energy of healing on a full system, full existence level, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually healing. This is renewed hope and inspiration after you feel like you've been knocked down, or maybe that heavy current that's flowing against you has kind of put you back a little bit, or maybe you've fallen off one of those stairs. This is you getting up again, us getting up again, and seeing 1111 on my timer right there, that we do have what it takes, and that we are these beautiful divine beings, just like Swan Spirit here is herself. All right, so who is helping Swan as she swims with peace and healing for us in these energies? Oh, there's apparently someone guiding the two of them, because two other friends just fell forward. Oh, we have here the 9 of Acorns coming forward with Panther, Black Panther, with power and perseverance. So I want to say that Black Panther is the one that is guiding the other two spirit animals to help with spirit moving against the current of life as it's coming through. And the 9 of Acorns itself is this message of knowing that if you've had to enact boundaries recently, that the boundaries, the defenses that you've put up, the clearing that you've already done has lasted, will continue to protect you, your family, your lifestyle, your energy. And that while you still have these boundaries that you've put up with Black Panther, and you can sit back and look at that perimeter of where your boundaries are, it's still going to allow positive energy to flow in, and any other negative energy that needs to be released to release from it. So just know that you have the power, and through the perseverance that you have gone through recently, with the energies, with healing, with any trauma work or shadow work that has come up for you recently, that your boundaries are safe and strong, and they will last and will protect you and your own. And they're giving me the visual right now of like a beaver's dam. So that's the energy of the boundaries we have formed for ourselves right now, is that it's a house we can be safe in. It is a barrier to protect us from the outside elements, but it also still lets that water flow through, that healing and peace flow through. And then last but certainly not least, for our spirit animal friends and messages, we have the release and revelation with the Tower and Chameleon Spirit. And the Tower is kind of an energy that causes a little bit of concern when it's in a reading, because when the Tower comes forward, it's because something in our lives was built up on an unstable surface. And because of that, it's now coming down. Either the foundation could have never supported it, or something has happened within that tower that has made it structurally unsound, and now it's falling down. And we just have to allow the release to occur. But when we do allow that release to occur, we get the peace and the healing that comes after it. In tarot, this literally is the card that comes after the Tower. And we get revelation as well. I love to say with the Tower and with Chameleon, and tuning into it now, I don't know why this has never come forward for me before, but it's coming forward for us now in this video, that of course Chameleon is Tower, because as that old tower is falling and the old bricks are breaking and falling on the floor or ground surrounding you, it can be very easy for our human brains to just look at it all as wasted, throw it all away, and feel like we need to start from ground zero, from absolute scratch. But Chameleon is here with the message of revelation through that process to let you know that those broken bricks, those parts of that old tower that are now on the floor around you, are actually a huge, huge gift. And through the power and perseverance that you have enacted and embodied in your life already, you can choose to revolutionize your way of perceiving that situation and use those old bricks and pieces of that old tower to build that tower again, now on a stable foundation, or making sure the activities within the tower aren't going to damage it, or potentially even better for some of us watching this right now, this is your opportunity to build a brand new tower, potentially the tower, the dam, the Beaver's Dam, that you've always wanted to build but hadn't been able to before, because you needed these now loose building blocks that are literally right within your reach to build it. And now you have that opportunity. We have to go through the fall. We have to allow ourselves the time to bring peace and healing back into the situation. But when we do, we can shift. And Chameleon knows all about shifting, because in the moment he moves a foot, he shifts his physical energy. So we definitely have Chameleon, Black Panther, and Swan coming through as spirit animals for us this next 2 weeks, after, including this full moon. And so if you see a chameleon, if you hear about a chameleon, if you even hear about someone being a chameleon, if you see a black cat even, or a panther, or some sort of puma artwork, if you see a physical swan, if you see the artwork, you hear the word swan, these are all these spirit animals coming through for us in the ways that they can within our natural physical world and through imagery and symbolism. I'm going to go into this other tarot deck now. This is a new one. It's like a shared tarot deck that my husband and I have together for the moment, but it is amazing and beautiful. And I want to see what it has to say about these energies with this full moon and Pisces swimming upstream and being guided by spirit as we do so. Okay, let's take you and you and yeah. Okay. Ooh, we have the Page of Chalices, some more water energy coming through. So we might be receiving some sort of really positive, inspiring, heartfelt. It's coming through as a loving message from maybe our own spirit or from someone else, someone close to us, that will really help lift our energy and help us propel forward. This stream of water that is the fish itself in this Page of Chalices is giving me that feel as well, with that energy of that sash or spirit guiding us forward from like being wrapped around. I feel like that could be one end of that spirit energy guiding us and helping us move forward through the opposing current. And so this is also us tuning into our own spirituality and feelings a little bit more. I'm hearing maybe we've been going through some contemplation, some inner healing spiritual work and with our emotions and connections to others. And I feel like this message coming through for us that some of us may want to up our game emotionally with our relationships, with our connections to others. And this is your invitation to do so through this Pisces full moon. I'm hearing to release any type of notion that there's a blockage in that flow. Next we have here, the sun. So even the sun in this deck is watery. This deck is a very fluid energy. And we have the sun here, and the sun is almost an organic being in this deck, where it's this like sentient, almost like presence that just oozes happiness and joy and color and celebration and clarity. And it like paints its surroundings and world with those beautiful, bright, brilliant energies and colors. So I feel like with this potential message coming through with the chalice, that we have some really beautiful surprises is coming through, new connections and friendships happening for us with this Pisces full moon. And then the last card we have here is the Ten of Swords. Oof. So this Ten of Swords here, especially with this Tower, I feel like this is us kind of, it's coming through as boundaries we need to set with ourselves. So it's coming through as if you've been someone who has been putting your own emotional wellness aside to appease other people, or even if it's not in a relationship, but it's just you never listen to your emotions or your heart, and you kind of let your mind control things. The swords are connected to your mind, to your logic, to your perceptions. And chalices here are connected to your heart and your emotions and your relationships with others. And this is like a visual of when we let our minds get carried away with spiraling into what ifs or overanalyzing situations, or not hearing or regarding the red flags that we ourselves are picking up on, but we're too in tune to the other person's wants or needs, or to the negative thoughts or perceptions, and so we just kind of close our eyes to them. But it's time to open up to the eyes, and it's time to see that you're no longer this victim. You were never a victim, but always on the outside of the situation with power and perseverance to protect yourself from, I'm hearing, any wrongdoing. So I'm hearing, know you are guided and know you are protected, not only just with the Pisces full moon that I'm speaking of and channeling, not just with any time you feel like the current is flowing against you, but through all of your experiences and all that is happening for you. And especially I'm hearing with this Ten of Swords and the Tower coming through in this full moon reading, to gently remind us all, and myself included, because I am also just a human on this planet, that nothing in this life is happening to us. It is all happening for us. So if something is happening to you, you are the victim and powerless. But if it's happening for you, then you have the control to shape that situation, that emotion, that feeling, that thought or perception, and yourself, and have the power to do so, because it is for you, for your healing, for the reclaiming of your power, so for your action and movement forward. It is all for us, for you, and for the highest good. All right, one last card for us today. This is a Healing Waters Oracle deck, and as this is a very intuitive, very deep feeling full moon in Pisces we have with this potential current backwards while Spirit carries us forward, I wanted to pull some cards from here to see and there is a lot of healing. We have the peace and healing of the star, the sun coming through, and I'm hearing with the sun and the Ten of Swords just now that this brilliance and illumination and clarity that you feel from the sun, and it's oozing its beauty into your life, is what's going to end this This is going to be the brilliant light of clarity and joy and peace when you're like, oh, I don't need this SHIT anymore. I'm good, thanks. I'll just, pry myself free. But then you are free. And then this is the beautiful pool of water and energy that you fall into from this. All right. What healing waters are we swimming in, being guided through this Pisces, full moon? The sacred well, replenishment, self-care, giving from a place of plenty. The sacred well. So truly, if you feel like the current is flowing against you, it might be all in your head. Because I'm not sure I have seen very many wells in my life that have much current to them. Maybe a little trickle or ripple from a waterfall flowing in. But certainly nothing with an undertow, says Spirit. So potentially that is this message. It's time to tune into the truth that you deserve self-care, that self-care is important for you, that it will help you take this stair up, and even taking one baby step at a time, one little swim forward at a time is still better than standing still or treading water in this case. So giving from a place of plenty, just like I was tuning into with the salmon and the fish. We are in plenty. It is all happening for us. This is a time to release, to free yourself from the old energies, to release yourself and have the revelations that will bring you back into power and perseverance in your life, so that you may tune into the beauty of healing, the divine energy of you are just as sacred as the sacred waters that you are swimming in. And it's time to embrace it all and know that whether the currents are still for you, or whether they are moving in your favor, or whether they are flowing against you and your dreams at this moment, you are still very much guided by Spirit, held by Spirit. I'm hearing Spirit is your flotation device within the sacred well of healing and peace and replenishment and renewal that waits for us with this Pisces full moon. Today on the 17th and tomorrow, September 18th. I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day. Thank you so much for spending this time with me, and I will see you in my next video. Namaste.